Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jem, and normally on this channel I don't teach or do tutorials or educational videos. I am more of a commentary where I look at anything and everything to do with life and death through a lens. Now, I have been away from my channel for a while. What have I been doing? Learning JavaScript and how to code Pong. So, I've uploaded 2 videos, but I noticed the first lesson, for some reason YouTube didn't upload it, so it's being uploaded now. So they're a bit out of order. Lesson 2 is already up there before lesson 1. All right. Now, I thought every time I start these lessons, I will just show you a bit of code. It won't make sense, but I'll show you this so I can explain things that are going on. If you look closely at my code, you will see brackets, you will see like a semicolon, curly brackets, and other interesting things. I'm going to show you. I've actually typed it out, and in my last lesson I will show you these pages and you can copy them for code. So you can see it says let and things like that. And things, does this one say what I want it to say? Yes. In here, you'll see function, key pressed event. This is what we're going to learn in lesson 3. What are functions and what they do? All right. Let me get my trusty little notepad. Put them away and let us start. Right. Functions are named set of instructions. For example, in coding games, you have draw everything, and that literally stands for draw everything. Your canvas, your game bits, your elements. You also have another function called move everything. Move everything. That's how, say you're playing Pong, that's how the paddles move up and down and the ball moves from side to side. You also have a function called check collisions. Oh, after every function, so after draw everything, you have brackets, and in those brackets are the instruction. So after move everything, little normal brackets, in those brackets you're telling the computer what to do. So other functions are check collisions. Now you're thinking, what does that mean? Okay, check collisions in, say you're playing Pong. Did the ball hit the paddle? Did the ball hit a wall? Now the computer needs to check collisions Because if it didn't, when the ball hit a paddle and it didn't check, it would just keep on going. Or when it hit a wall, it wouldn't do anything. So you need to check collisions for the ball to bounce in the opposite direction. Another function is check the score. And again, the curly brackets, the normal brackets after the function, and it means, did someone score? Or it could be check lives, check energy, check whatever. So, usually, and this is just a broad thing, when you are coding, you have the main program, then you have goes to move things, then it goes to check collisions, check the score, draw screen, repeat. The game is always on a loop or repeat always until somebody wins. So, repeating a function is a named set of instructions. It can do an action, create information, or return a value. Return means send this value to wherever the function was called. So, for example, if you had function multiply and in brackets a comma b, you would write return a, that little starry thingy, b, and it means return the value to that function. Okay, next lesson is scope. Not periscope, not what scope of, what scope actually means is where a variable exists and where it can be used. Remember, right at the start of all this, when I was introducing it, I said, if you know about algebra, you'll understand variables. All right. So, think of everything in drawers. Different drawers have different information. So, if you write VAR, score equals 10, and then write console log, score in brackets, the main room, so the computer looks at the main room and says, I can see that drawer, which is score 10, and the console log displays 10. So console log means display. So you might have another function, start the game. So in the main room, you may have no lives draw. The function, say, might be 3 lives, lose the lives, game over. All right, you will see code VAR, canvas, then VAR, canvas context, and then VAR, ball X equals 50, VAR, ball width equals 10. They are outside of the function created in the main room. So in the main room is a canvas and the canvas element. Canvas context is the drawing tool. So let's go back to function draw everything, normal brackets, then you have a curly bracket opening, and you might have function draw everything, brackets, then a curly bracket. Now, when you have the normal brackets, you are telling the computer, that function, to look in those brackets and do what's in the normal brackets. So you'll have function draw everything, normal brackets, and open curly bracket, canvas context dot fill rect, R-E-C-T stands for rectangle, and then in brackets you have ball X, a comma, 200, ball width 5, close the normal brackets, semicolon, close the curly bracket. So the function says, do I have a ball X in my own room? No. Can I see the main room? Yes. It grabs ball X, corresponding to 50, and uses it. So small local variables are temporary. Global variables for many parts of the game. Right. I've been teaching you VAR. That's an older way to create a variable. The modern way is LET, which means the variable can change, or CONST, short for constant. The value shouldn't change. For example, let score equal 0. Score, and then a plus sign, and a plus sign, semicolon, means increase by 1. Just to let you know, speed actually doesn't exist. It's just the computer constantly moving the ball from one position, XY, in one frame to a new position in the next frame. But there is no, like the computer's not going, sorry, you can't see that, like this. It's just minutely, in milliseconds, taking, say this is your ball in position XY, the next frame it just moved it here. So that looks like it's speeding. All right. I'm going to do very quickly. Think of everything, the computer having a main room, and in the main room there are cupboards, if you like, and in the cupboards there'd be a main drawer, and then there's other drawers. We will come back to that later. We're going to do very quickly loops and the game loop. So for example, let speed 5 means the speed varies. CONST, const, max score 10, that's locked. When you come to a function, draw everything, a set interval, a computer runs a function called draw everything every 1000 milliseconds. Pong games usually update 60 times per second. So when you start the game, you move things, check collisions, check scores, draw everything, repeat, repeat, repeat. That's the game loop. So the set interval, the game loop, 1000 over 60 means run the game every 60 seconds until someone wins. I'm just rushing through here. I've got tons of notes. All right, we are going to do if statements. If ball reaches edge, bounce. If ball hits paddle, reverse direction. If the player misses, score a point. They are all if statements. So the old philosophy, if A, then B. So if this thing happens, then that thing happens. So the first decision making for the computer, if this has happened, then something else. So it means if a condition, do something. That's basically what it's telling the computer. So I'm going to show you here an if statement. If ball touches paddle, so your JavaScript would be, you can see it underneath my running writing. So ball speed x equals negative ball speed x just means it's the same speed but the other way. So it's reversing on the x-axis. Here we have if ball hits paddle, change direction. Function, check score. If ball leaves screen, increase score. Function, game loop, move everything, check collisions, check score, draw everything. So basically games just there. Where are we? Sorry. The game is if ball touches paddle, then bounce. If ball leaves screen, then score point. If score reaches 10, then end the game. If a key is pressed, then move the paddle. If A, then B. Okay. Tomorrow, we will do events. Events are something happens and the computer detects it. And then the computer runs a function, which we have just been talking about. So I'm going to end this by showing you quickly Pong. And if you have time, you can write it down. This is quite a few pages. Might do it a little bit better for you. I'll be quiet just as I'm moving this. That's the first page. All right. I'm going to make this, because this is going to be too slow showing you. There's like 6 pages of coding here. If you want to code Pong, how about I send you the file? So if you want to play Pong, you want the file, contact me. My email address is gemamberstone@gmail.com. I'll spell it for you. gemamberstone@gmail.com. So email me and I'll send you the code for Pong. All right. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow we will do events. Take care. Leave a comment. Be respectful. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.